And that is one of the problems in Islam, unable to market it. So hence the reason, in spite of the slight aberration on my right, who is totally intolerant, who come, I don't know if he come to hear something else, but I'll forgo that. I mean, he...
Right.
It's not my fault, thank you.
Right.
Okay, Assalamualaikum.
All right. We have, perhaps what he was trying to tell you is we have a steel band in Barakpur. And he's a professional musician. And he was beating the drums last night in Barakpur at the campfire. We need communicators. We need people who can market Islam. And I'm learning a lot of lessons from Tariq Ayub, the CEO of Muslim Channels TV of California, who made a tremendous sacrifice to come here today. And Tariq, we appreciate very much that you are here. He has these communication skills. We need people like Ashmead. I told Ashmead I'm going to keep him close to me now, because he has skills of management. We should have had him with us in the retreat from day one. But if I'm going to give you an answer, but I'll be crucified. If we are in the state we are today, there are a number of reasons for it, but I'll single one. I consider it to be the most important reason of all. But first, let me seek some protection from Nabi Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam, to protect me when they want to crucify me. He said, the hadith is in the Sunan of Tirmizi, it is narrated by Ali radiallahu ta'ala anhu, and he said, it would not be long when nothing will remain of Islam but the name. I wonder who would be responsible for that collapse. He prophesied it. And nothing will remain of the Quran but the traces of the writing. I wonder who would be responsible for this betrayal of the Quran. You read it for the dead, but you would not go to the Quran that it can explain the world to you. At that time, the masajid would be grand structures, iron and steel, multi-million-dollar buildings. Ambassador Osman's father was an imam. I've never met a man like him. I have never in my life met a man like his father, who'd ride a bicycle. Even through the rain, he'd drive it. He'd ride for hours to come to listen to a lecture on Islam, to learn. With so much humility in that man, all through his life. But today, grand structures, iron and steel, hullabaloo. Masajiduhum amilatun wa hiya kharabu min al-huda. But the masajid are devoid of guidance. Now listen to the last piece, and you get your answer. Who is most responsible of all, for all the squalor, all the destitution, all the poverty, all the slavery? Ulama'uhum. The ulama, the religious scholars, the maulanas, the muftis, the shuyukh of those people with those grand structures and so on. Sharrun nasa mimman tahta adim as-sama. They would be the worst people beneath the sky. Why? I told you why. It's patake, baker's man. That's why. You have backbones made of recycled paper. Why can't you be like Malcolm? That's why. علماؤهم شر الناس ممن تحت أديم السماء من عندهم تخرج الفتنة وفيهم تعود. They would be the center, sources of the corruption and collapse of our society and civilization. That's your answer, Usman, but I'm going to be crucified now. The next question? Yes, guys?
Assalamualaikum, Sheikh.
1 second. PBC 7143. You know what you have to do. PBC 7143, you know what you have to do. Yes, Laith is from
UK.
Britain, yeah. He was one of the last on the train coming here.
Mashallah, Sheikh, commiserations to your speech. It was very good, mashallah, once again. Just wanted to clarify, really. A lot of us are going to go back to our countries, and we want to replicate or challenge people on a lot of the things that we've learned, especially the methodology and how you explain things. Many of us don't know Arabic, one person being myself. Does our foundation need to be in understanding the Arabic language in addition to support from your books for us to be able to justifiably, repeat exactly all the things we're learning? Do we have to build that foundation first, or is your books just sufficient and the English text sufficient to be able to articulate the message as you have to us?
My teacher of blessed memory, Maulana Fadlur Rahman Ansari rahimahullah, spoke about different levels of understanding the Quran, the message of Islam. There's a basic level for the common people. But if you want to challenge the oppressor intellectually, you've got to rise higher than the basic level. You have to, at the highest level, you've got to probe. He calls it the probe level. Read that book, The Quranic Foundations and Structure of Muslim Society. The Malaysian edition, I think, is all sold out, but the Pakistani edition is at the back there. And it's a cheaper cost as well. He calls it the probe level. And if you want to study the religion at the probe level, to be able to discover the guidance in the Quran with which to understand the world that is unfolding around you today and to respond to it, then you'll need the Arabic language. There are pearls in the Quran, pearls. And you have to be guided to each pearl to discover it. And then in Maulana's inimitable description, you have to be able to bring the pearls together to make the necklace. He calls that the system of meaning of the subject. And I think it was on Thursday we talked about that methodology for study. But if you want to come to Trinidad, Maulana Siddiq Ahmad Nasir is at Baghdad, become his student. Next question.
Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh.
Which is this? Oh, Milad from Australia.
From Australia.
Oh no, he is Afghanistan really. Mm-hmm.
Sheikh, this is more of a comment and a question. I just personally, and I'm sure on behalf of the brothers, want to thank you, and just to make a note that I'm sure this message of yours is very hard for, like you said, for many people to accept, but maybe in family, maybe in community, but just I think you and as well as us have to recall what our Prophet ﷺ went through himself, the alienation, the years of just being left alone and looked at as something low. But in the end, haqq prevailed. And inshallah, this will happen with this as well. Secondly, Sheikh, just the second thing I want to make a note of is that we came here not knowing any of each other, and I'm talking about the younger brothers here. Like you said, we're all over the world, from Australia, England, here, there. But mashallah, the bond that we've created just in a few days, it's like we've known each other for years.
This is Yusuf from California next to you.
Yes. And alhamdulillah, I've noticed like in my own family and my own society, a lot of the older generation, they have many disputes and things of little things. And alhamdulillah, I don't see that as much as in our generation. And inshallah, it's us who are going to be the leaders, the frontiers of the Islamic revolution. However, I just want you, if you could give us some advice, some nasihat about what we should do, and something that should stick with us always, no matter where we are in the world, no matter who we're with, our brothers or non-brothers, what we should do to each other.
Number one. I like the question. Number one. Apart from those things that Allah has made obligatory on you, apart from those things. Number one, recite Surah Al-Kahf on every day of Jummah, okay? Number two,